On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, we are joined by a very special guest, Hey Tay. So power up your favorite console, press play, and enjoy gaming with us. Alright, what's up gamers? Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming. I'm your host, Nimacard, and this is Lindsay. And we are joined by the man that goes out of his way to say hey, Will Kinsey.
Hey.
If you're joining us for the first time or the 47th time, we would like to welcome you. We are a gaming podcast where we talk about all types of games like video games, board games, card games, any of that we'll talk about. Sometimes we'll have special guests where we learn about their story, their journey into gaming. And you may ask yourself, why do you want to talk about all this? Well, it's because we want to, and we think we have something to say that you may want to hear.
That's right, everyone. We want to share our love of games with you and maybe introduce you to something new.
If you would like to catch us live, you can do that by going over to twitch.tv/AceKingKing at 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. And that's 10 a.m. Eastern time, so my bad. Had to specify.
Yes. Also, be sure to check out our Discord because we want to hear from you guys. So feel free to drop topic ideas and discussion questions that you would love to hear us talk about. This can be done by going on over to our Discord and then going to the topic ideas and discussion questions text channel and typing away.
And before Lindsay gives us the trivia question for the day, we want to introduce our special guest to you. Our guest is a Twitch streamer who has got into PC games after living her life mostly playing console games. She is a variety streamer who is on Twitch to have fun and foster a cozy, chaotic atmosphere. Please give a very warm welcome to our guest, Hey Tay.
Hi.
Yay!
Hi.
Yay.
That's me.
Welcome. We love the chaos and we love the cozy, so this is great.
It's a good mixture of both.
Yes.
All right. And I believe now Lindsay is ready with a trivia question for the episode.
Yes, this trivia question was also sent in by a... Sorry, can't distract me. By a listener. What console had a surprise launch at E3, which arguably contributed to poor sales? Think on that
console?
nugget.
I'm just trying to think of how far back E3 has gone.
And which consoles didn't do well?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure E3 has been going on for like at least 20 years, maybe 30 years.
Long time. Long time.
Forever.
At least 5 years. I mean, gosh.
1995.
Yeah, that is
95.
Okay.
Was the first E3 event, so I'll give you that. That'll help you out a little bit.
Well, now that I know that, I know the answer. Haha.
Oh.
No, not at all.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
So impressed.
But that is a phenomenal question that you have for us today, Lindsay. If you guys at home want to think about that question, we're going to come back to it at the end of the episode. We will give our hilariously terrible answers, and then we will hear the correct answer.
Yeah. All right, so as you can see, and we have introduced our guests, we have Hey Tay. So we're just wanting to... I don't know what Lindsay was doing there.
I was pointing at her, but on Discord she's down there, but on the stream she's up there.
But yeah, so we, as you know, like we've been trying to, get some more guests, and we just want to, learn more about them, and like their story into, being on Twitch or just like, playing video games in general and all that stuff. So, sorry, I'm tired. So yeah, like I guess we can start off. Look, I'm just going to start off with the big question that we ask everyone. Tay, how has gaming changed your life?
Like gaming in general, let's say, okay, so as Nick said earlier, I first started streaming, or not streaming, playing games with like my family. Like I grew up like watching my dad like play like Tom Clancy, like on the PlayStation. And then I started playing. I was that weird horse girl, so I started playing horse racing games on the PlayStation. It was super cool. I may or may not still do that. That's up for debate. Um I'm like really calling myself out here right now. But like for me, like it's totally like it's made me like closer to like weirdly like my friends and my family. Like now, like since like COVID, we can't go anywhere. So we've been doing like game nights on like the computer. Like we'll all hop in Discord and be like, okay, let's all play like Jackbox TV, and it's just like made us closer and have more fun and just I don't know. That's how I feel like closer with people through gaming. And it's super cool that like you can say that because a lot of people are like, oh, you play video games? I'm like, yeah, I do. Thank you. Super fun.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
I do.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I'd have to say that's it. That's the answer.
so how did just playing games with your family growing up, how did all of it transition into you streaming?
So that is completely unrelated.
Oh,
So
okay.
no, it's a good answer, good question. So what I would like to say it's related, but it's unfortunately not. I so what happened? Okay, we have to give a little backstory. I am a hairstylist, and then before all of COVID happened, I ended up getting in a really bad accident where I broke about like 20 bones. I ended up breaking like yeah, I'm gonna throw strap in. It's gonna be a little heavier
Ooh.
real quick. I ended up breaking both of my legs, um, 6 ribs, my sternum. I had a collapsed lung, and I broke my pinky. And now I had and I had like to get knee reconstruction surgery on my left knee. I have metal rods going through both of my legs, so it was a whole thing. Um, I essentially like had to relearn how to like walk and do all of that stuff. So I was in a wheelchair for a while, and so because of that, I couldn't work. And then of course COVID hit, and then I couldn't work because of that. And so I've been inside for the past like year and a half, really. And it got to the point where I'm like, okay, well, now I can kind of do normal stuff, but we can't go anywhere because we used to go to like our local zoo and just like hang out, but that was closed. Um, and so we're like, okay, well, now what do I do? Like, I'm bored all day. Like, there's only so much TV I could watch. And then my friends were like, oh, well, why don't you like, because we always joked about it, like, oh, we should all be streaming. Like, let's be a streaming team of like friends and stuff. Because we have like a few friends who streamed in the past, and like, yeah, let's all do it together. And they're like, yeah, Taylor, you should just stream whatever games you play, which is like, Planet Coaster and all those little fun games. And I was like, yeah, that like, oh yeah, totally, like joking. And then eventually one day I was like, yeah, I don't think it's a joke anymore. Like I think I'm gonna do it. Like, and so we ended up like getting all the stuff for it and just did it, and it worked out great. I actually started streaming Valhalla and Warzone, and oh my god,
Modern Warfare? Call of Duty Warzone?
One of the two.
Yeah.
I'm
my
pretty sure.
brain just broke. I don't know what just happened. I started streaming. Did I even say Valhalla? I didn't
You
even
did say
You did say
Valhalla.
that.
Valhalla.
What? My brain. No, I streamed Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh, okay.
It's
Holy.
like 2
How
a.m.
That
for you.
Yeah.
You're
I
good.
know
Yeah.
You're
it
fine.
is. It's super early for me. Now I'm all embarrassed. I started streaming Assassin's Creed Origins first because I've been playing that. No, not even Origins. Odyssey. I'm sorry. Back it up. Odyssey. I'll get there eventually. And then I started also with Warzone. And then we threw in like some Overwatch, and I was like, man, I don't like that because I can't talk to my chat. Like I don't like that. So then that's when I made the switch to doing games like Sims and Planet Coaster, and we just like build things. Like we just build things, and it's fun. We just hang out, and now we do dating sims, and it's truly chaotic, but we have a fun wholesome time. So it's good.
Heck yeah.
So that's how it's a very long story roundabout way, but that's how I got started because my friends bullied me into it.
Hey.
Way to go, peer pressure.
Now,
It's what we like.
do any of your friends, are they doing it now because you actually started doing it?
So a few of them started before me and then like just stopped for multiple different reasons. And then I have another friend that is still streaming and we all kind of hit affiliate at the same time, and so that was super fun. And then like a few of my friends have like talked about being like, "Oh man, maybe I like want to get back into streaming," like just seeing like I don't know, like I don't want to say it's because of me because they definitely were the ones that told me to do it. So I don't want to be like, oh, because of me, they want to do it. Like to me, that seems weird and unfair. But actually, because I can say this, because of me, my sister has started streaming, and
Yeah.
that's been super fun to like watch her stream and to like like. So got, oh my god, she literally got like affiliate, I swear, in like a month, and I was like, this is the best thing. So I like to say I pimped her out. So that was super fun for me. I just shoveled everyone into her stream, and I'm like, go, go, go. So that's been really cool to watch her do that, and we've gotten like closer, and I'm like giving her like the tips and tricks that I have learned. Like
Mhm.
I don't know a lot, but I know enough to help get someone started, and so that was kind of fun.
Heck yeah.
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 Um, sorry, I got distracted by Lindsay's screen. I had another question.
Look at me. Gosh. Throw me under the bus.
So, gosh, no, what was my question? I can't even remember. If y'all have a question, you can go ahead as I'm trying to think of my question.
I did have a fun comment about the horse girl thing. We actually do have several horse girls in our server who
Mhm.
play a horse
Yes.
girl online game. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but you are
Is
not
it
alone,
is it
Tay.
is it called Rival Stars? Because if so, send me a message. Let's all be friends. I can finally have friends now on this.
Uh, I don't know. I'm sure I saw one of them in our chat earlier, so maybe she can let us know what
Yeah.
it's called.
Here, okay. So you were saying whenever you started out with what, Assassin's Creed,
Mhm.
and that wasn't a game because you also mentioned that it was hard for you to interact with chat. Was that one that's hard to interact with chat? I mean, I can understand with the Warzone or Overwatch.
Overwatch is for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Overwatch, you definitely like I stream that every once in a while. Like I really don't stream that often because I really like to talk to my chat. Like I really like to come
Yeah, I
in and
feel
be
that.
like, "Hey, like I make it a big deal about like anytime someone's there." I always like say like with certain people cuz now there's like running jokes when people pop in. Like I always say like you need to have like headphone warnings because sometimes I yell their names when people come in. So it's the whole thing. But like so with Assassin's Creed, sometimes it's hard. It just really depends. Like there's a couple fights that I've gotten like locked into that I'll be like doing it for a while and then like I really can't read. Sometimes you can if you're just like exploring and going around. So it's like not really that I can't, it's just hard. So I want
Yeah.
things that are like very easy for me to like, especially because I was just starting out and I've always seen everywhere like, hey, if you're just starting, like make sure you read chat, make sure you read chat, like say
Hmm.
hello to people. Don't ignore people. And I was like, okay, well, especially if I'm just starting out and I'm starting to like figure out who I am as a streamer, I definitely don't want to do something that takes away from a really main important part that people come to your streams for. They come to streams to talk to you.
Yeah,
So I didn't want to take away from that.
I gotcha.
Heck yeah.
Um, gosh, I had the question there. Sorry,
You
my
got
my
so
brain's not
many.
working today. Um,
I'll
Okay, all
throw
of
one
our
out there
brains
that's
feel
actually
free.
on our list and get us a little bit on a bit of a track. So, when you're streaming,
Mhm.
I guess this is kind of going to be a twofold question, because you've been streaming for a bit now, and I'm sure some of your focus has changed. But I guess when you first started streaming and now, what was and what is your focus while you stream? Like, what is the main drive there?
Yeah, honestly, when I first started, it kind of was just like a like I said, because I kind of not bullied, but I was. Like it was just kind of like a hey, like you should do it, and I was like, okay, yeah, and then it turned into like a hey, I just want to make friends and chat and hang out online, and which I still want to do, obviously. But like Sorry, my brain broke again.
There's a lot of that.
It happens
It's
often.
okay.
Welcome, come to my stream where my brain breaks. We what I wanted to like make friends and hang out and have people to play with and expand my friendship group. And I've done that, and which is super awesome. And I still want to continue to do that. But another thing that I like, that since I've started streaming, I've been doing a lot of like charity deals, and that just like makes my heart so happy to see other people care about that. So like I think it'd be really cool to do like a super big like donation stream one day, and just kind of like, cuz and I was talking about this the other day, like I'm gonna kind of put myself out there, but I like streaming for the sake of it, not because like, oh hey, like I not saying, okay, I don't know how to say this without like maybe possibly, I hope I don't offend anyone by saying this specific, but like I'm not out there being like, hey, I hate my job, I want to do something better. And if that's you, that's great, that's awesome. But that's not me. I love my job. I love being a hairstylist. I love doing all of this. So I don't ever want to like let go of hairstyling, but I also don't ever want to let go of streaming. So it's kind of like I'm trying to find that balance.
Mhm.
So if I ever get like, even if all I ever do is like we can donate $1,000 one day, like to whatever, because there's a couple different charities that I like hold near and dear to my heart. Um, if that's like what we do one day in the future, like that's awesome. I've hit my goal. Now, okay, now let's make that goal bigger. Like, so it's just kind of like I want to give back to either my community, being like Twitch itself community, or like my community that I live in and my family, and kind of do that, and make friends and hang out along the way and just have a good time. And that's
Heck
kind
yeah.
of like what I'm realizing my goal is, because I like where I am in life and what I'm doing, and I want to make, if I can enrich other people's, I wanna do that too. Like, I wanna share the love. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Gotcha.
Well, that's freaking awesome. um, so you mentioned you have a couple of charities near and dear to your heart. Would it be too invasive if we asked what a couple of those were?
No, actually not at all. So, I'll start with the big one. This month is actually, so this month is actually Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month. Awareness Month. And we actually have a few family members that have CF, on my side and my husband's side, and so that's why it's super important to us. Like, we want to try to like find a cure and to make everyone feel good, and like, because what this foundation does is they actually help do research for like basic science for it to help understand it, to research like how people can live at home with it and how to find better treatments and everything like that, and basically to find a cure, so that way not everyone has to get a lung transplant, because that's, unfortunately not feasible for everyone. And then they also do a lot of like just research for life research and science research, and like they do a lot of really good things. So we donate to them at least once every year, and this month I'm trying to make it a goal that we as like a community can do like a really cool donation and split it in half and give half of it to my cousin's like Great Strides run, and then the other half to his cousin's Great Strides run, so that way we
Yeah.
can do that. And then another one that's really big to me is like, of course, the Humane Society. So we actually ran a really successful one earlier this month because it was around my cat's birthday. Um, so I was like, okay, let's donate to the Humane Society that we got her from, because they took such good care of her. And so that's something that we like to do too. I like to do too. And like now that we just adopted a dog on her first year birthday, like I plan on doing another donation to that Humane Society that we got her from, to just to kind of give back, because they do so much for the animals they have and for wildlife. So it's nice to be able to support that.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
awesome. Um, so
Got your question, Nick?
well, not the one that I was thinking of earlier, but there was one in chat that someone said, "What is your biggest accomplishment with streaming?"
Ooh, that's a good one. I think my biggest accomplishment with streaming has to be that I like, okay, I'm gonna toot my own horn for a second.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I have done a really, really good job on creating a really wonderful community. Like, yes, we are like, my community is like 18 plus, but it's not because we're not safe for work. It's because, like, I want adults to have a safe place to come and be adults and not have to worry about, like, do I have, like, am I talking weird, like, inappropriately to a child? Like, it just makes me feel icky.
Mhm.
And because of that, I feel like, not because of that, but I feel like myself and my community have done a really good job of, like, fostering this wonderful place that, like, I hardly get any trolls. I hardly get anyone being in there to be like, "Oh, show me a boobie." Like, I hardly ever get that. Like, as a female streamer, you get that all the time. And
Yeah.
I feel like I've done a really good job of fostering that, and I found really great mods that literally, like, of course, like, one of them is my husband and my sister, because but, like, everyone else that, like, isn't directly my family, I feel like I've done, like, a really good job of, like, creating these friendships and fostering this really great place that people can literally just be themselves, like, be themselves part of, like, the LGBTQIA, like, plus community, be part of, like, everything that they and feel like they can just be themselves and not have to worry about, like, oh, is someone going to be in chat and, like, be horrible to me? And I haven't had to do that, and or ban anyone really. We've banned a couple people, but, like, nothing crazy. And it's just like it happens and my mods are on it right away. So I just have to say that is my biggest accomplishment, just because, like, I really feel like it's a nice, wonderful, like, wholesome, albeit sometimes weird place to, like, just come hang out and be yourself. And
Yeah,
that's my biggest accomplishment, I think.
yeah. Um, and I know when you said, for a female streamer, you'll get like all that's, you'll get people to come in and say inappropriate things like that. I mean, I can say
Oh.
that I'm a mod for a a female streamer, and there's quite a bit where I'll see it come in, and me and some of the other mods like we're on it right away of like deleting it and then like timing them out, and if they keep pushing it, eventually ban them. So yeah,
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, you really have to, like, I I gave my mods, I'm like, "You can swing that ban hammer the
yeah,
moment they ask for anything inappropriate, like, they're gone." Like, I
yeah.
don't even want them to, like, have the option to come back and just make it worse. And because it gets scary out there,
Hmm.
like, especially, like, I'm sure this happens to, like, male streamers as well, but, like, it's majority of the time, like, female streamers get, like, stalked, targeted, their address sent to them for some reason. Like, some weirdo on the internet is like, "Hey, I have your address." And I'm just like, I don't want anyone to think that they even have the chance to do that. So, like, even if they're just trolling to troll, I'm like, "Nope, you get banned. Sorry." Like, that's it, bottom line. Like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I want this to be a really nice place, not only for myself, I want to feel safe, but I want my viewers to feel safe. So,
Yeah, 100%.
um well, let me look at some of the questions. um I feel like I want to ask this, but I feel like you kind of already touched on it. What makes you keep going, like with the streaming
what makes me with streaming?
and playing
You
games
know
and all
what?
that stuff?
And
So
playing games, yeah, cause, like, in streaming, like, it is hard, and you gotta always find, like, things, like, there are sorry, guys, but there are some days where I'm like, "Oh, man, like, this is a lot. I don't know if I can do it." Like, it's just too much because, we all I've had really bad, like, anxiety days
mm,
and stuff like that, or, like, maybe I'm hurting too much because I'm still in recovery, so I'm like, "Oh, man, like, I don't know if I can," but it's honestly, and this sounds so cheesy, but, like, this is the answer. I literally keep doing this and keep showing up and keep being here because I love everyone. I love you guys. Like, and I love, like, being able to talk with them and being like, there are literally some days like, oh my gosh, this is literally okay. Here's my most favorite stream that has happened, and this is the reason why I keep going. It's literally my community. So one day I started a stream and my OBS crashed like like two times in a row. I was trying to play Sims for the first time. I was like, oh my gosh, of course this happens. Like, I have technical difficulties. My whole stream is crashing. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, no one's gonna hang out past this. Like, and I'm trying to be in chat to be like, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm getting it back up. Like, I don't know what's going on. And I was trying to start a new game or trying to start a new challenge. And I was like, this is literally all the bad things are happening right now. Like, this isn't working. And by the time I got everything on and loaded up, like, people were still like there and hanging out and chatting and talking. And literally, I went from having like the worst day to having the best day by the ends of stream because they're just hanging out with me and even like chatting to me like in while my things were down. Like, so it was just my chat on the screen now. And they're like, okay, don't worry. It's like, we'll hang out, we'll wait for you. And like, it literally, like, that is the reason why I keep going because my community is so, I hate like being like, oh, my community, but my community is just is so great and wonderful. And it's very close knit and we keep expanding every single day, but it's very, we have such a core group of people that come and hang out and are so welcoming to everyone else. Like new people, I think were even like there and popping in and they're like, oh, okay, like, hey, she'll be right back. Don't worry. Like once I got like a raid during a BRB screen and my community was still like, oh, don't leave. Like, guys, she'll be right back. She's just went to go get water. Like, and are constantly like being part of the chat and the stream and that's what keeps me going. I got a little off topic, but that's what keeps me going and that's what's really nice.
Gotcha.
I love that.
Yeah.
I really like that your community, you've got actual like stories of your community coming, like stepping up and being like, "Hold on, guys, stay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just coming back."
Hold on, wait. Yeah. Like big flashing signs, wait. Exactly.
Oh.
And that's been really cool to see and be like, I did that. I that's the thing I did. So that's super cool.
Heck yeah.
This is just sort of a random question. Did you ever get your second monitor? Because I know for a while
I
you were reading
did.
chat off your
Oh, yeah.
phone.
Oh god.
I did. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I did my whole stream off of my phone for a really long time. Literally like until this month. I just got my monitor this month and it literally is all thanks to like my like just streaming. Like I don't spend like if I get paid from Twitch, like I don't be like, oh, I'm gonna go get like a tattoo or whatever. Like it goes right back into stream. So it's super cool that I can be like, hey guys, I got a monitor and it's thanks to you guys. I got a monitor and a new mouse.
Oh, sweet.
Like it
Heck
was
yeah.
awesome. I was so
Yeah.
excited. So yeah, now I have and that's actually the one I'm using. So the new monitor I bought is my main one and now I put my old one as my second monitor. So it's so nice.
Yeah.
So wonderful.
I'm glad you're able to get it.
Yeah, I feel like
Me
a,
too.
a second monitor is a staple. Like you need to have
Oh.
it.
It was
Yeah.
a life changer. It was
Yeah.
a game. And honestly, I wanted the second monitor just so I can like have Google Maps open while I like build Disneyland and Planet Coaster. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
just so I'm not like alt tabbing so I can like constantly just be like, okay, great,
Genius.
okay.
Genius.
So
Nice.
how is building Disneyland and Planet Coaster coming
Oh,
along?
it's going. It's taking a really long time. And we actually like okay, so we are fully vaccinated. So we went, my husband and I went not yesterday, but the day before that. And we're like walking around like Main Street USA and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, I need to make my park better. Like I was just feeling like, man, my park sucks. I need to step it up and make it better.
I love it.
So what gave you the idea to actually make Disneyland and Planet Coaster?
That's a big
Wow.
undertaking.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was. I've been literally okay. So I grew up. This is why like I stream Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo a lot because I grew up playing like Roller Coaster Tycoon Gold and
Mhm.
all that stuff and like deleting the track, watching your
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
coaster like shoot off into the nethers of the world. And I definitely I grew up playing that and I was like, oh man, like I want to get back into that. And I actually started trying to build Disneyland on or on Roller Coaster Tycoon. And obviously that doesn't work as well because it's not as like customizable and everything like that. And so I was like, okay, well, why don't I like maybe Minecraft? And I was like, no, that's
Oh
too
gosh.
customizable. That's like people have done it and I applaud them. They
Yeah.
are my heroes. I don't know how they did it. And then I was like, okay, well, this I can do Planet Coaster. I can do Planet Coaster. Still a big feat, and you can't make it exactly like it, but you can make it pretty close. And so I've been wanting to do it for literal years. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And why don't I just do it on stream? I do it on and off stream, so that way it's like something new for people to come back and look at. And also something fun for me to do that I can just do while I'm hanging out. And I don't know, I've been wanting to do it for years, and so I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I probably won't be done for it. It honestly might take me a year to like get it ready to be like, okay, I can put it on the workshop now, like, so other people can look at it. Because
Mhm.
every day I go back in and I'm, like, changing something. I, like, get a new DLC,
Mhm.
I'm changing something. Like, it's
Yeah,
never ending. The goalpost is always moving with that one,
gotcha.
but
I haven't
That
played.
is a
Yeah,
huge
yeah,
goal. And I mean,
Yeah.
even if it
yeah,
takes you a year, that's pretty good. Like that's pretty dang good
yeah.
to
yeah.
build the
I
entirety
think
of
it'll
this thing.
be my biggest pride and joy when it's all done.
So will you move on to Disney World after that?
Yeah.
Maybe. I might, like, go through because I think, as we were, like, walking around, like, Disneyland, I was like, "Oh, man," like, okay, so I'm building Disneyland minus the new Star Wars land. There's just not enough room. So I'm like, "Okay, maybe I'll make this just a Star Wars land afterwards." So I was like, "Okay, maybe
Ooh.
after I do that, depending if I still have motivation, maybe I'll do California Adventure. Okay, maybe I'll go and do Disney World, do the Animal Kingdom, do like, maybe just make it like a running thing and then
Mm.
just put it all up on the workshop or YouTube or something. I don't know, share it with the world.
Yeah.
Hey, you could be one of those like really boss streamers that does like lists of things, like all of the amusement parks in America.
Maybe.
And,
Yeah,
like
maybe
be
that's
the
what I
only
turn
person to ever
into
do
one
that.
day. Yeah. Like do and just take recommendations like, "Okay, what zoo do you want to see built next?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? Like there's a guy that I watch who does Kerbal Space Program, and he rebuilds all of the real life shuttles and like test projects that SpaceX and
Oh,
like all the different space people from the world all across the world, like all of
that's
their ships, he
super
recreates them
cool.
That's really cool.
and then
Ooh,
tests
that's
them.
cool. I like that.
Um, so that's really fun. That'd be really cool to see with amusement parks, even though that is
Yeah.
a huge
Oh my
undertaking
Yeah.
gosh,
just for one
so
amusement
much.
park.
Yeah,
So
it's so much. And I'm so glad because then, like, I did it in Sandbox, so I can, like, turn off, like, oh, like, the people don't care about, like, litter. Like, they kind of care, but it doesn't, like, take away from, like, their happiness and stuff. I
Mhm.
basically am just using it to build and not, like, actually because you can, like, play the real game and Sandbox mode and just have unlimited money, but I'm like, "No, I'm gonna make it easy for myself."
yeah, yeah.
Maybe one day I'll play it that way, but not today's not that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you also said that you played Planet Zoo. Have you, you know, built any like awesome zoos with that?
And then
Um,
fenced off the exit and released all the animals.
no, I have not done that, but I have done it by accident. So I've done, like that one is I was really doing a lot of the, campaigns for it and just trying to get like a feel for how it works
Mm.
because I actually saw it like our local zoo. I'm part of like the local zoo's like newsletter or whatever, and they sent out the magazine and we're like in the magazine was like, hey, here's this new game that we are sponsoring or something like that. And I was like, oh, cool. And so I went and bought it and downloaded it, started playing it right away. I think I have like a gross amount of numbers for hours played on it. And um I pretty much, like, just did a lot of the campaign, and then I started trying to build, like, the local zoo, and I was like, "Okay, it's going well," but, like, it's a lot harder and kind of, like, doesn't grab my attention as well as, like,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
the campaigns do because, like, the campaigns, I'm like, "Okay, I have to, like, take care of, like, the animals and build things and try to get, like, the different, I don't remember what they're called, but, like, the different tasks done
Yeah.
and stuff like that," but in, like, sandbox mode, you don't really have that, but it's pretty cool, like, to watch, like, I'm just amazed with like, I go on YouTube and, like, watch what people build, and I'm amazed by that, what they can do in there, it's so cool.
Gotcha. Yeah.
People are so creative
Yeah.
They
and so
are.
patient. So
Oh
freaking
my
patient.
god.
Yeah.
I feel like mine looks cool, and then I, like, look at other people's on, like, the workshop, and I'm like, "Oh, this is not cool." Like, theirs is way better.
Yeah. I mean, I picked up Planet Zoo when it was on sale on Steam like a month or so ago. I haven't played it yet. I mostly have played Planet Coaster, and the only thing I really like doing was just building roller coasters. And I hate
Yeah.
that every time I build them, nobody wants to ride them. And I'm like, I would
Oh,
ride it.
no.
I would ride it.
I've
Apparently I make them
noticed
too
that.
scary, so
Yeah, I've noticed that like building roller coasters and planet coasters is very hard because it can't be too scary, it can't make them too nauseous, but it
Yeah.
can't be too gentle. It has to have like some excitement, like some nauseous, but not
Yeah.
so much that they like want to get off and like throw up. Like it's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's not like Roller Coaster Tycoon where you can just build whatever and people will get on it.
Yeah. Oh.
Goodness.
So what are some of your favorite games? Because I know we've been talking about Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster.
And
Some of
then
my favorite
also,
games, yeah.
are there any favorite games that you play off stream more than you do stream?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we can do that in two separate ones. So like
Yeah.
the ones I do like on stream are gonna be like, of course, like Planet Coaster. My favorite like genre of games to do on stream right now are like the dating sims. They're so fun to just get like my chat to react to what's going on. And I play dating sims in a way that like it's just myself. And sometimes I do like the voices for them, but I let like my chat make some decisions and like so it's very like that's fun for me because everyone can be very involved. And then I have to say my favorite ones off stream are gonna be more of like the RPGs kind of like games like Assassin's Creed
Mhm.
and Witcher, which I still have to go back and finish. But yeah, okay, so I've started a lot of RPGs and haven't finished them, but they're my favorite to play. So I like to do those where I can just like chill and just take care of the tasks, whatever I need to do, and that's fun for me.
I gotcha. Now with your dating games, it's what, Thirsty Thursdays? That's what it
Yeah,
is?
so so we've combined it to now they're thirst days. So it's thirsty Thursdays because like that's what happens at the bar. So I always have
Mhm.
like a glass of wine or like a beer or something. And then we play dating sims now. It started with I Love You Colonel Sanders and we
Oh
played
gosh.
that. We did that in a one stream. We knocked that out. We were having so much fun and I was like, okay, like I'm going to fall in love with him and I kept trying to fall in love with him and like whatever. And then the game was like, oh, that's not this kind of game. And I was like, no, I think that's exactly this kind of game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what's going on here. And then now we did, or and then we did. No, we're still doing it. We've moved to Dream Daddy, which has been super fun, and we're just dating all the dads, and it's amazing. So now they're thirst days. So it's Thirsty Thursdays for two reasons: because of drinks, and we're dating big, wonderful, hunky men. So it's fun.
I love it.
Yeah. Now, are those the only like dating games that you have played on
Yeah,
stream? Okay.
so far that's it. And I'm always like taking like recommendations. I think the next game that my community is wanting us to play is Monster Prom or Camp
Okay.
Monster,
Yeah.
Monster High,
Yeah.
whatever that one
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
They want us to
Monster
play
Monster
Prom.
that.
Prom.
Monster Prom. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they want us to do.
Um.
So I think that'll be fun.
That one's got some
So
wild turns.
Yeah.
I know. I know there's a couple games. There's one where I've seen some of the gameplay, which you may have to look into it. It's called Super Seducer. I think it's
Oh, I've
mostly.
heard
I
about
think it's
that.
mostly the
Yeah.
second one that I've seen most of.
Okay.
You might get a kick out of that one. And then I saw one the other day. Someone was streaming. It's called 5 Dates.
Oh, I
Um,
have not heard about that
I think
one.
that one's recent because from what it looks like, it's just like you're a guy and you're going on video dates with women during COVID
Oh,
time.
it's like Zoom video
Yes,
calls? Oh my
Zoom video
gosh, I'm
calls that
gonna
are
write that
dates.
down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm writing
Um,
that one down. 5 dates.
That's pretty great.
Okay, I wrote it down.
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
But yeah, Super Seducer, I've seen some gameplay. I think the second one. I know the third one is too spicy for
Yeah,
Twitch. So,
yeah.
but the
I've
second
heard that
one,
one is like if you stream that one, you get like instant ban, like
Oh
on Twitch.
wow.
yeah,
Don't do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
with
And I think it actually got taken off of Steam.
yeah, I
I don't
believe
even
so.
think you can buy it anymore.
Yeah, the person that I know that was streaming like the second one, she was looking forward to the third one, And whenever she found that out, I was just pitching the suggestion, like, just get in the Discord and just stream it to us that we all want to watch. Because
There you go. That's smart.
because
Make it a Discord only.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Dang.
those are probably
there's-
ones that you may like.
There's also Only Cans.
Oh yeah.
Only Cans.
That sounds
You
amazing.
are a photographer and you take sexy photos of soda cans.
I need that. Oh my gosh, I need that.
Only cans.
Cans. My sister was playing one where it was you were playing a rat and it was the Ratchler and you do the Bachelor but you're rat. And I want to play that one so bad. It looks so cute. Like she
That
played it
sounds
on
great.
stream, so I've seen like a few stream like gameplays of it. I'm like that right up my alley. I need that. So
love it.
cute. Oh my gosh, Only Cans. That's hilarious.
Yeah, these are some great games.
Yes.
I didn't know there was so many like dating type sim games.
Right? I had someone popped into my stream the other day that like followed me when I started playing Assassin's Creed, and they were like they popped in on Thirsty Thursday and they're like, what is happening here? What happened to your stream? Like, where did this go? I was like, we took some like twists and turns, but now we're here.
This is just an Assassin's Creed minigame. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Oh.
So funny.
So you would say like the dating games have become like some of your favorite games to play?
Yeah, they're my favorite to do like on stream. I definitely like wouldn't do those by myself. Like it's
Yeah, I don't
definitely
think that would be fun to
like,
do by yourself.
yeah. I would definitely I love doing it on stream just because it's fun to like get my reaction because I always do them like I've never played them before, so I always try to make it very like this is my first reaction, very genuine, and I try not to like when I play the game, I try not to go watch other people play it, or if I know I'm going to play it, so that way I don't go like, okay, I know what's coming or anything like that. So I try to make it very genuine and like it's fun to get my reaction and everyone else's reactions and them their reactions to me freaking out about what's going on. Like it's fun. It's a lot of fun to play.
Do you have any like really good streaming stories while playing those games?
Oh gosh. Well, there's been like there was one. So when I started doing this is the only one that comes to my mind. There was only so we first started doing like Dream Daddy, and like the first day I was like, okay, I'm gonna do voices, and this is gonna be super fun. And so one of them, like for Robert, he's like the super mysterious one. I was like, okay, we're gonna give him like a raspy voice, and I was like, okay, this is great. And then like my character, he had like met him at a bar, and then they were like, oh, let's go have a one night stand, and I was like, yeah, I'm here for it. They started like being very like it got a little like not describing exactly what was going on, but like leading you up to it. And I was like, not that I feel like I feel weird like reading this out loud to the universe about what's going on. And now on top of that, I'm doing a voice. Like it was very like I don't know what's happening. It was very funny. And so that's one of like my top favorite stories of being like, yeah, so we described a one night stand in a very low, raspy voice, and it was fun.
I'm trying to remember. Robert's the bad daddy, right?
Yeah, he's like the one that's
He's
like
kind of
the
a jerk.
leather jacket. Yeah, kind of like we have like the one night stand, and we tried like messaging him on like Dad Book or whatever, and he like never responded. Like he acts like we don't exist. Like he's definitely like the like oh yeah, that guy, whatever.
I think Alex made that same mistake when he played.
Yeah,
He was with Robert in the bar.
I definitely did. And I was like, oh, let's do that. And now we're dating. We're very close to making I can't remember his name because we gave him our own name. That's what we do,
Oh,
and
okay.
we gave everyone our own names. So then I very quickly forget what their real names. Like Stardew Valley, Elliot is Fabio, and so like every time I go to talk about it, I'm like, oh yeah, Fabio, and they're like, there's no Fabio. I'm like, oh, Elliot, that one.
I think that one's pretty easy to figure out who you're talking
Right?
about.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I know who that is. And we were, I don't remember, but the very like goth vampire guy, we were like gone on 2 dates with him, and so we're very close of like being his actual boyfriend, and we've renamed him to being like our vampire goth daddy zaddy or something like that. Like, so it's very fun.
Goodness.
Yeah. Now you also play Sims, don't you?
Yeah, I've like just started doing Sims, and that has been a whole thing. I almost had like a meltdown on stream because I don't know how to play Sims, and we're trying. So I don't know how to play Sims, and two, we started the 101 Dalmatians challenge. So I was like losing it. I'm like, why all the dogs are unhappy? I only have 4 dogs right now. Okay, like it's not that many. I was like, okay, it's 2 adults and the 2 puppies. It's not even 4 adults yet, and the puppies are like so sad to the point that they're like I'm getting emails like, oh, like the Humane Society is gonna pick up your dogs if they're not happier. And I'm like, what? They have 4 to play with each other. How are they lonely? And they're being so sad and they're not eating. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I may or may not have definitely put a cheat code in that they're always happy, because I'm like, I just want to have 101 dogs. I don't care how many points I get, even if that means the challenge isn't real anymore. Like, I just want to do it just to say that I've done it. So it's been difficult, and like we did that on stream. Like I had like a viewer went and found like a cheat code for me. And so like told me like how to plug it in. They're like, okay, here's how you put the cheat in, and I'm like doing it on stream. I'm like, okay, guys. I just don't know how to. I like wanted to cry because my dogs were so unhappy. I was like, what do I do? So, I've been playing. Sure, I play Sims. Sure.
Well, see, I was gonna see if you've taken any of the stuff that you've done from like those dating games and applied it to Sims, because
Oh no, but we should.
I mean, I know there's some like other challenges in Sims. I know there's the Black Widow challenge where you try
Yeah.
where you have to go and like get a guy, marry him, and then like you have to do certain things where you have to cheat on him where he sees, and then kill off the husband, and then marry the new dude, and like just do that, and you have to like kill off like 10 guys or something. So I didn't know if any of the like stuff like that would apply to your like Thirsty Thursdays or Thirst Days
That
or
would
whatever.
be fun. I think that could. I think we could do that. That would be fun. See, I think I'd have to get better at playing Sims first. I would have to like understand the game better, because maybe it would be easier with just like myself as a human doing that, because adding the animals and children like definitely like destroys my whole game. Like I had like my guy's name is Justin Case. And so I had so I had Justin. So his name is Justin, last name Case. Okay. So we had Justin, and everything was fine and great. We like did the every room a different color challenge, except we were on a budget because I'm playing Sims 3, so I'm not able to just like bypass and do unlimited. So we were on a budget, and we did every room a different color, and that went well. We have like the base home, and it looks like super lame, but we're slowly upgrading as we move in life. And then I got the 2 dogs, and then they had puppies, and by the moment the puppies were born, like my game fell apart. No one was happy anymore. Everyone was sad. So I don't know how to play Sims. So
But
one day
puppies are happy.
they should be.
Maybe they were cat people.
maybe at this point.
Maybe Justin's actually Nick.
Yeah.
So what you got to do now is set up a bunch of daddies to date in Sims.
Yes.
There we go. It's like date all the dads. Ooh,
Create
that.
Yeah, go and create all of the dads or whatever, and then have them, and they'll be in the game, and then go and try to date them all.
We should do that.
That'd be very sad, like creating a family and then breaking it apart over and over and over again, just so you have a bunch of dads. Just a bunch of hot dads to date.
be horrible.
It would be horrible.
Oh.
But you can make Dream Daddy in Sims.
Yeah, you could.
Good.
Is there any new game coming out that you are looking forward to and you saw and you're like, yeah, I want to play that like on stream. I think this is going to be great. This is going to be a good game for, community to come and watch and interact with.
I am so like behind. Okay, I'm a bad streamer, you guys. I I don't really know when new games are coming out. I like sometimes see things like I'm like kind of part of the streaming community on Twitch, like kind of part of it on TikTok, but like on the TikTok, like I'm on the weird side where I see like a lot of like people like doing like streamer tips and I'm like not seeing like the gameplay side of it and I don't know how to get there. And on Twitter, like I started that as like a personal one and now I'm like, well, I never used it. So I just flipped it over to being like for streaming. So I'm like, I never really know new games that are coming out. But with that being said, there is one that I know like it had all the hype and I still want to do it. And even by the time I play it, I'm gonna be late to the party and I don't care. But the It Takes Two game looks so cute.
Yes.
And I want to play it so bad and I want to do it with my sister because I think that'll be super fun
Yeah.
because
It's really
we
good.
might yell at each other and I think that'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick loved playing it with me.
Yeah, it was. The game was great, but
He
there was some
regret
things
at all
There were
playing
some
with
things
me.
that Lindsay did that I
You're
questioned.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not the best at games. I don't know why you chose me. No, I do know why, but
You would have been upset if I did not play that.
oh,
with you.
yes, I would have.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's a really good game.
Yeah.
It looks so cute. Like the storyline itself looks amazing and so I think that would be very fun to play.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only one right now because I'm so bad. I don't know when new games are coming out until they're out and I'm like, oh, that's out. Okay, let's go play.
I mean, sometimes, like with streaming, it might be better to be late to the party than right when the game comes out.
Maybe. Yeah, because I know, like, especially with, like, It Takes Two, there was so like, everyone started streaming that immediately, which is great, like, that's amazing, like, that means that game, like, took really well, but I get that, but, also, like, don't let that stop you from streaming, so it
Yeah.
kind of puts you in a weird box.
Yeah.
I've got a question that someone in chat mentioned. Do you have any advice that you might give to someone who's thinking about starting to stream?
Yeah, so I can share my little tidbits of I don't like I said before, like I don't know everything. But I know what worked for me to get started. Like I saw someone on like TikTok say it this way. They're like, these are biased streamer tips or advice, like because it worked for me. But I know everyone always says like, oh hey, you have to like make friends, do all of that stuff, like blah blah blah. Like, yes, that's absolutely true. I would say if you were like thinking about streaming, like literally like hang out in people's chats, but don't be like, hey, I'm streaming, like like in someone else's chat. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Don't do that, guys. Okay? Don't do that. But like just make like yes, make friends and like everyone's calling like, oh hey, like that's not networking. That's whatever. Like actually that is networking. Like if you network for anything, like when I network for hairstyling, like I made friends with another hairstylist group that now we send each other weddings. Like that's the whole point of it, of networking, is to help yourself grow and someone else grow. And if you do that and just be genuine and you don't have to like this is the biggest misconception I have. Like, oh, I have to have the Logitech like C920 or whatever to like stream. I have to have the Blue Yeti. I have to have 5 monitors. I have to have like no, you don't. I started streaming without a video. Like I didn't even get my first camera until a few months in, and I think I got it like on Prime Day or something like that. So like I started streaming and was creating like a following without it. You can be successful without a camera. You can be successful by using a headset mic, doesn't matter. You can be successful streaming off your phone. Like that's literally what I did. I was reading chat off my phone and you just be genuine, make sure you show up and be consistent. Those are like those are the top 3 things that I did. I'm just myself. I made, like, of course, like, you make friends along the way, but you don't need all the newest, biggest, best stuff. And if you like, and TikTok and Twitter are great, okay? But if you go there and you listen to what everyone has to say about like what everyone is doing, like, oh, this is how you grow. Do this exactly. There's no secret formula. The
Yeah.
moment you get that out of your head, the moment you forget that there's not a secret formula, or like, hold on, the moment you forget that there is a secret formula, you're gonna do great. Like if
Mhm.
anyone is out there and like, I want to stream, even if you're like me, I want to stream for the heck of it. I don't think I'm super big. I don't think I'm super popular, but I done enough to be like, people know what to get when they come to my stream. They know it's gonna be fun and we can talk about whatever and anything. And I might yell at them a little bit. And it's fine. It's fine. They know that. So just, these are my top three things. Be yourself, show up, and just be consistent. Just, that's all it is. If you like know that you're gonna like a half-ass stream, don't do it. Like
Yeah.
straight up, just don't do it. You always be like, show up and be 100%. That's all I gotta say. Those are my top three things. If you do those, that's what I did. That worked for me. I'm not saying because it worked for me, it'll work for you, but it might. Try it, see what happens, and just figure out what works for you. At the end of the day, it's what works for you is the best.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it. And I think streaming for yourself
Mhm.
and not for the numbers, not for, obviously you want to make anyone who comes in feel welcome,
Sure.
and you want that community, but doing what makes you happy. When you're happy on stream, other people are going to see it. And
Yeah.
when you're sad on stream, when you look miserable, people are going to notice, and
Oh yeah.
they're not going to want to stick around.
Yeah, like people pick up on that like all the time. Like they can totally tell if you're like low energy, if you were like not there for it. And it makes like, if you, I don't know if this has ever happened to anyone, but if you like, I always like pop around into random people's like people I don't know, like stream,
Mhm.
just to like see if I can meet new people and see if this is someone I want to maybe potentially raid later or do something like that. And I always try to find new people to just like see what's going on in the Twitch universe. And sometimes if you pop in and they're like, hey, what's up? How's it
Mhm.
going? Like they do, you don't feel welcome. Like
Yeah.
like I'm not saying you have to be like, "Oh my god, hello everyone," like cuz that's not for you. But if you're like be somewhat happy that they're
Yeah.
there, like, be find a happy middle, which is good for you. You can't like, people will pick up on that so quick. And then like, and that's the most frustrating thing I've seen is like people like go in and they kind of like, I'm trying not to like bag on anyone. Like I've just seen it happen where they're like,
Mhm.
"Hey, I'm not doing great." And I'm like, "Well, one, don't make it about the numbers. Yes, numbers are great, but two, like show emotion." I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's weird to me to see people like just, and I get it. Some people are just genuinely like let more emotionless. I get that. It's a thing. It happens. But if you're like at the end of the day, like that's another thing I say too, is like you are an entertainer. You're putting on a show. If your show isn't entertaining, no one's gonna watch it. And you can't be mad about that. And that's okay. And you just have to be, expect that. Just expect to know that you're just going to get a very niche group of people that literally just want to watch the gameplay. And that's not a lot of people, like not a lot of viewers on Twitch are like that. They want the interaction, they
Yeah.
want the show, they want, especially since we're in COVID, we can't do anything. So this is their form of interaction and doing stuff now more than ever.
Yeah. I feel like the viewers on Twitch who watch for the gameplay, they're going to go to the bigger streamers because those bigger
True.
streamers aren't able to provide the interaction that smaller streamers can, just because there's so many flipping people.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they're going to go watch the bigger streamers if they want that gameplay. But if they want to be heard, if they want to be talked to, if they want that interaction, they're going to go to the smaller streamers. And so that's necessary to provide.
Yeah, and I agree with that too, because they'll go to people Ludwig or Saikuno or people that they know have thousands of people in their chat that like can't actually interact with them
Mm-hmm.
all the time, 100% of the time. And honestly, and sometimes there's people that go into those chats like thinking that they're gonna get that interaction, but you have to
Yeah.
know like that's not what's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I regularly go into a streamer's chat for Dead by Daylight. He's a really big streamer, like averages like 8,000 viewers like every time he gets
wow.
on. But this dude, like, he keeps it on slow mode, so you can only,
Sure. And
comment like once
sometimes
every few
that's
seconds.
good. Yeah, I love that,
But he
honestly.
is so good, even while playing Dead by Daylight, at like looking over at
Oh
chat
man.
and just answering questions. Like he's got it like, and obviously when people tip and that tip message shows up, he's got like a voice reader that like reads it to him.
Hey, this
So if
happened.
anyone,
Yeah.
so if anyone actually like tips and is like, hey, I'm going to give you $1 so that my message shows up, so you can actually see it, he knows and he always responds.
Yeah. That's
And
super
I
cool.
find that so impressive to be able to like play a game as intense as that, have
Oh
8,000
yeah.
people in chat and still be able to respond like
Mm-hmm.
constantly
Dude,
responding to chat.
I
And he'll
couldn't.
say like, guys, I really got to like focus up right here, but I'll be right back. And he's gone for
Yeah.
like 10 seconds, just kind of focusing, and then he's back at it.
What? That's
Insanity.
amazing. I love that. Ugh. I love that. That's amazing. Cause like I always see like, and that's why like I said in the beginning, games like that are hard for me to play. Like especially
Yeah.
'cause, like I'm like, okay, I like, and sometimes like I'll be playing like a platformer. Like when I was playing Ori, I definitely was like, okay, hi chat, I see you guys, I see you guys. Like I'm acknowledging that I'm seeing them type, but I can't like literally like look and read it. Like so how people do that is amazing. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
it's
That's
incredible.
wonderful.
All right. I know you're on it.
We're getting
No, you're
we're
yeah,
getting
you're on
close
a
to the
timer.
wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I have
Yeah.
like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and like just move on to what I guessed trivia question. Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I hope you guys have been thinking about that trivia question, because I certainly haven't. So
Yeah, I
let's
honestly have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
let's hear what that question was.
Yeah. So my question was, what console had a surprise launch at E3, which arguably contributed to poor sales? And we did establish E3 started, what did I say, 95? So it could be anywhere in that time frame.
And we said it was a console?
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 consoles in my head, and I'm gonna have to pick one. So I'm gonna go with the Dreamcast.
Okay.
That's my random throw
Oh,
out question or random throw out answer.
I honestly have no
That one's-
idea. Yeah.
I had 2 in my mind. Dreamcast is one of them.
Just out of curiosity, what was your other one?
The Genesis.
But the thing is, my second one, I don't know because it's more recent and I can't remember when exactly it came out.
What is it?
Wii U. Because that one did not do good in sales.
That's true. The Wii U sales were a bit low.
Which I don't understand.
I
like
can't
that
remember when
system.
exactly that one came out.
I liked the Wii U. Yeah, the Wii U was
Yeah.
great.
Because that was like the little like PSP looking one, right? Like the take with you.
It was a bit bigger than a PSP, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay, but
yeah.
like the same kind of style. I thought that one
Yes,
did
ma'am.
well too. I thought people were super excited for that. Oh, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know.
But yeah, my first thought was with Will on Dreamcast.
Oh, you ready for the answer?
I mean,
Well, Tay's got to give an answer.
yeah, Tay's got to give an answer.
I gotta get. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I could just be,
I know.
be like, I don't want to fall behind Will more, and I'm not confident. So I'm just going to have the same answer.
Okay, then if we're all gonna do that, I'm gonna hop on that bandwagon too. So I don't know. don't know. Like I said, I'm a bad streamer. I don't know enough about all this stuff, and I'm bad with trivia in the first place, so you couldn't even ask me. So I'm gonna say yes. Final answer. Dreamcast as well.
Okay. The answer I have is the Sega Saturn.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Which, from what I looked up, came out in
Sega.
94, 95. So that would have been like the
So
first
it was like
E3.
the first
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, shoot, that would have been an excellent idea. I don't know why that didn't work for them. Like
Probably
first
because maybe
released the console
E3
then.
wasn't
Maybe it wasn't as
big.
popular.
Like because it was like their first one, and people Okay.
Hey,
right.
I was thinking Sega. I had Sega up there.
Yeah.
On the right track.
I had honestly never heard of the Saturn. I'd heard of the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
But this came right after Dreamcast, it looks like.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's crazy.
we're going to wrap up this episode. We want you to be able to contact us and check us out on other media platforms. But first, it is time for Tay to tell us where we all can find her.
I'm pretty much everywhere. So of course, you can find me on Twitch. Hey Tay, heyyheyytay, exactly as it's spelled down there. And then that same username, you can type it into Twitter, to TikTok, which is, I have to say, is pretty fun. I do some fun things on there. Not to toot my own horn, but people tell me they laugh. And then I also have an Instagram if you're more like curious about just seeing pictures of like me and my husband and my cute dog, and just kind of like I post like Twitch stuff in my stories there, but it's mostly just to kind of get a more side of like my personal life. But literally, Hey Tay, I'm that everywhere and anywhere.
And don't forget to double the Y's on that.
Yes. Unlike me, when I sent our podcast outline through Google to a different Hey Tay who only had one Y, they must have been very confused.
Yeah.
You were like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Oh well.
2 Y's, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, Will, where can the listeners find us?
Well, we've got that beautiful link tree, which is at OOTB_gaming, and that can be found, on our YouTube and pretty much anywhere else. But our link tree has all the beautiful links to our Discord, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, basically everything. Does it have a Twitch link to you, my guy?
Probably.
Let me
click
it and see.
Well, we may want to add that.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It does.
Well, also be sure to check out our Patreon and all the fan-diddly-tastic perks you can unlock there. We want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Cody Watkins, our Collector's Edition Patreon, also known as Kitsune's Myth. Actually, he hangs out a lot in Tay's stream. We've played games, all three of us and some other people together. He's everywhere. I know I say this every week, but we love the guy. He's the dude.
Also with Patreon, it will give you extra entries to our quarterly giveaways. Next one is coming up.
Yeah, June.
Yeah.
Next month.
So
wow, June is next month.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But if you would like to find me, you can do that by going to YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram at AceKingKing, and Twitter is AceKingKing77.
Please make sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you found us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be sure to go check out Hey Tay.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and please join us next week.
This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Nick Picard, Will Kinsey, Lindsay, and our very special guest, Hey Tay. Thanks for playing along.